So let me introduce BrainWave coming from France. So what is BrainWave doing? It's a cybersecurity software. It's a leading, simple, and efficient software solution that improves IT security. You see identity analytics intelligence. What does it mean? It means that they collect the identity of all software applications in the company, and they check that they have the right to do so. Now let's introduce Cyril Gollin, CEO and founder of the company, that will present the BrainWave. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivier. So, any questions now? You said it all. Yes. So, IT security is an issue. It's becoming more and more of an issue. There is a root cause that is oftentimes overlooked by customers. We like to focus on IT issues. We like to think about encryption, you know, two-factor authentication and all this stuff. But eventually, we have systems, we have applications, we have data everywhere on our information system or in the cloud, and we don't even know who has access to those data and what they are allowed to do on those. So that's the root cause to so many security issues. Organizations don't know who can access their own data and applications. On this study from a competitive firm, you can see that the top 4 audit findings, that's for the financial sector industry, are lack of segregation of duties, excessive developers' access to production systems, excessive access rights on business applications, and failure to remove access rights following a transfer or termination. So it happens that really the main problem we face in organizations is that we don't even know who can access our systems. We don't know what those people are allowed to do. And as long as we are in this situation, we cannot ensure, we cannot achieve good security on those data and systems. A second factor is that there may be external fraud, there may be Chinese hackers and the like, but if you look at the impact in terms of money impact, the higher impact comes from fraud from insiders, current employees, former employees, then contractors, consultants, and the like. So again, it may be not every time very big fraud, you know, stealing millions of euros in one transaction. Maybe just day by day little frauds, but it amounts to enormous money at the end of the year. And again, why? Just because we granted some access and we are unable to ensure that the people are making good use of those access. So this is what we're trying to achieve with BrainWave. We're trying to fight fraud, cyber espionage, data leakage, and of course improve compliance by focusing on your digital assets and answering 3 questions. Who has access to those assets? What are their access rights? What are their permissions? And what are they doing? What are their behavior? And by correlating those 3 sources of information, you can find discrepancies. For instance, Mrs. Jane Doe is an accountant. She has an access to SAP. She's doing transactions in SAP on a daily basis. And from the SAP standpoint, everything is fine. Normal account, normal activity. But now if you correlate with Active Directory, if you correlate with the HR data, you happen to find that the Active Directory account is disabled for 6 months. And the HR tells you that the Jane Doe is actually on a long leave because she's having a baby. So there is a discrepancy, but it's not at the application level, it's at the business level. That's why we need to correlate those information. So why BrainWave is so unique? Because of this security intelligence approach where we correlate all those unstructured data coming from anywhere, so access logs, account information, organizations, access rights, etc., in a single data warehouse where we will apply our analytics and monitoring algorithm in order to detect discrepancies, to highlight the risks, to track changes over time and report on those to the business people so that they can make informed decisions. Yes, there is a problem with Jane Doe's account, please revoke it. Or no, maybe no, it's not a problem, it's just an exception that needs to be documented. Yeah, because she was the only one who could do this transaction, and so her account was borrowed by a colleague and who's using the account. I know it's not right, we shouldn't do that, but that happens all the time in real life. The only thing is, if you don't know if it's a risk or not. So you need to know, you need to document it, you need to follow that in time. What may be the most important thing is that we are technology agnostic. So it's a standalone system that you deploy on-premise inside your information system. And this system can analyze data coming from any type of resource. Legacy, mainframes, etc., bespoke applications, ERPs, collaborative systems like SharePoint, file servers, etc., cloud applications, Salesforce, Google Apps, you name it. And it's actionable in the sense that once you found some risk, once the manager can take those informed decisions, then something will happen. Click on the button, please revoke the access, or please track it down as an exception, and we will review this exception in 6 months' time. So BrainWave as itself doesn't modify the access, but it tracks down the changes, and it keeps an audit trail of all that is being requested. This is what you get. Plain old Excel file. This is just an example of one of the reports that you can get, I would say, out of the box with BrainWave, but fairly easy to understand. The rows are the people, group per job function, group per department. And the columns are my application profiles. Here some SAP roles and some other applications. Okay, we don't care. Every green box means I have this profile. The people with the same function in the same department should have the same access rights. So we should see some patterns there. Moreover, you've got red boxes. Don't know if you can see them, but here. Well, the red boxes just say there's a problem with this access. If there's a breach of some policy, click on it, you'll get the detail about which policy has been breached. So again, it's a very simple representation. Any business owner can understand that, but they don't have this visibility over their own data right now. The BrainWave business model is a very traditional on-premise software model with a license fee based on the number of identities, number of people we audit, plus a yearly support fee. We have an indirect sales model, meaning that we rely on partners such as PwC to help the customer deploy the software and use it over time. We have around 40 customers right now in all sorts of sectors, and maybe you saw in all sizes, 300 employees until 600,000 employees, big industrial companies. Sorry, yes. And don't believe me, believe Gartner. No, I'm just kidding. Gartner likes it as well. But what's more important is that now we're going to come to Germany next year. So I really need your feedback on this being a good idea or not. Thank you.
Quick question, is this real time? So all the reports we've seen, is this like, I
No.
see it when it happens?
Snapshots. Snapshots of a time.
Cyril, thank you. Quick question. How portable is your solution outside the current French market? I know that you started it to expand, or you plan to start your expansion. Have you done any type of testing or any validation outside of France?
Well, first of all, I would say half of our customers are not French. We have customers in Benelux, in Switzerland, in the UK, in Canada, in North Africa as well. in all types of sectors. So we haven't faced very dramatic changes in terms of requirements. It is true that some local regulations, for instance, may affect the type of reports that the people expect, but somehow people always say, you know, we've got Sarbanes-Oxley reports or HIPAA reports or whatever. They're always the same. We're always talking about the same thing there.